What's going on, Nexus? It's Jet. Just going to make a quick video for you guys about the 4-year cycle, where we're at, what to expect, and just kind of go over a couple things with you so you're ready. There's a couple scenarios that I want to put out there for you guys so that way you're ready for anything. Just, you never know what's going to happen. You can never be sure. So, I'll start with the least likely, in my opinion. Least likely scenario is that we already topped. That last high, like 124, that was the top, and it's down from here. Now, I really wouldn't expect that unless we came down. I'd maybe start thinking it under 99, 98, but I'd really think it after this monthly low, like 74. But like I said, I think that's the least likely. Personally, I think we have one leg left. It starts this month to October, and brings me to the second scenario. We start to pump, we get a nice little pump to like 140-ish. I'm thinking 140. And that would put us right at 35 months from our previous low, which is exactly how it's played out the last two cycles. So that makes sense. And then on the extra bullish side, for everybody who just has a bunch of spot, some moon boys out there, the third scenario would be a crazy blow off top to like 210 maybe. That's kind of what I'm thinking. You just kind of go to the top of the channel, which would put you at 210. Again, I don't really see that happening. If I had to pick one scenario, I'm picking one leg up, 140K, top, and then start to go down from there. So now that we've gone over the top scenarios, let's go over a couple of the bear market lows. So, first scenario, I'm just going to get this out of the way. Very, very unlikely, okay? This 10 to 13 range, okay? I know it sounds crazy, but you really never know what's going to happen. We could have major economic issues, maybe a war pops off, something where the global economy is very risk off, very afraid. But this would be something similar to a dot-com bubble collapse. Once again, like I said, I don't think that's very likely, but just putting it out there just in case. Another one that I think is a little more unlikely is the 16 to 19 area. Once again, that would be a lot of downward action. I'd say that's closer to being in play if we've already topped. That's a little more likely. But most likely, I'm looking at this zone right here. This bear market low zone from 19 up to 28. Specifically, this higher end of this zone right here is what I'm looking at. I'm thinking closer to the 28 range. I think my exact prediction, it's on my Twitter somewhere. It's 28 and then a super specific number. So that's really where I'm looking. On the higher end, let's say we did hit 210. I'd probably lean towards this zone right here more if we did 210, because let's just see here. Let's assume from 140. We'll go about 79% down. That would put you right at the top of the zone. This, to me, is the most likely scenario, in my opinion. This is what I'm looking for. I would literally look to go from 140 down to literally right here. I would love to buy at this exact spot right here. But, you never know. Could go a little lower. Could go a little higher. But yeah, granted, if we did go up to 210, which once again, I don't think is as likely, but about 79 will put you somewhere in this zone. Now, typically, you get an 80 to 85% correction on Bitcoin. So, from this first one, 79 would put you right in the bottom of that most likely zone that I talked about. 85 brings you down a little bit more into this worst case scenario that I was talking about. But I'm telling you, I really think that this golden zone is going to be top up here at 140, and you just come right down to here. Now, you could get that 140 top either right here or maybe a little bit later. It just depends. And then, you know, your buying window can shift based on your top window. I'm just assuming maybe we get drawn out a little bit, but if things repeated exactly like the last two cycles, you'd expect a top right here, and then you could drag this over into October. So that's what I've been thinking. Now, just to go over real quick, the reason for these zones, I didn't just pull these out of my ass. I didn't just make them up. We have like order blocks on very, very high time frames, you know, some fair value gaps and stuff. Just wanted to show you guys. I didn't just make all those up. They all come from monthly, weekly, daily, high time frame zones. So I didn't just make those up. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. We get one more. If I really had to just perfectly draw it out for you guys, I'm thinking we get one push up, and then we start to go down. I drew that like shit, but then up from there. But yeah, that's just kind of my recap for you guys. What to expect. There's some options. Just be ready. Keep an eye on it. As we go up, if we go up, kind of keep an eye. If we get a higher high up here, and then that way we can kind of bring up our lows, then that would be ideal. So that way we can get an earlier confirmation on the bear market. Because in my opinion, once we break a really high time frame structure, especially this late in the cycle, I think it's going to be a wrap. So that's kind of my ideas for you guys. Let me know what you think. Hit me up about it. If you guys are seeing something else that I missed, or you have your own idea, feel free to shout it out. Let me hear it. I'm all ears. But yeah, that's all I got for you.